like, and subscribe. Let's grow NAIA basketball. Thank you. Cascade Hoops Talk, bringing the world NAIA basketball one podcast at a time. Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Well, it's Friday. It's December 8th. A few basketball games last night. One big upset. We're going to talk about that. We're going to update you on the Southern State standings also tonight. We got Coach Ryan Cottingham. He's the head men's basketball coach, Spring Arbor Cougars. Of course, you all knew that. National champion in 2019. A very good guy, a great basketball coach. Enjoy talking to him. You're going to enjoy that interview. Hey, let's just kick it right off with see what was happening last night. The big news last night, Arizona Christian, they fell again, 2 in a row. Multnomah from Portland went down there. Multnomah beat them. They led wire to wire. They beat them 93-84. Real quick background, Multnomah's a team I've covered a lot up here. They are rebuilding. They hired a new coach this season. They've always struggled within the Cascade Conference, but Coach Teo Jim, he kind of cleaned house. He brought in, I think he kept 2-3 guys, just brought in a whole new bunch of players. They've been up and down as they try to gel. You know how that goes. But Coach Jim is a very good coach. He has a real calm temperament, very patient, and this team really seems to be coming together. Last night, Javier Turner, he played in place of starting center Tyrese Taylor, who could not make the trip. He scored 12 points, 8 rebounds. And Miles McAdory, a very good basketball player. I've seen him play a lot. 26 points, 5 rebounds. So huge win for Multnomah. Everybody in the Northwest agrees. Biggest win in Multnomah history for Cascade Conference fans. It's really good to see. As you know, you want everybody in your conference to be as competitive as possible. Congratulations to Multnomah and all you ACU fans. You'll be okay. Coach is going to straighten it out. He doesn't get to Final Fours and Final Eights every year by not being able to stop problem runs. So a big win last night for Multnomah. Also last night, Wayland Baptist, they went to Oklahoma City and they beat them 82-59. Wayland Baptist goes to 6-2. Linton Brown, 20 points, 6 rebounds. DeMichael Belfield, 17 points, 9 rebounds. So next up for Wayland Baptist, they're going to play John Brown on December 9th. That's Saturday. Olivet Nazarene, they just punished Mooney Bible. Punished them. 125-43. They go to 8-1. Of course, Tyler Schmidt led the way, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. And then Eli Edwards, 17 points, 7 rebounds. A big scoring win for Olivet Nazarene, but probably I just don't know how much you get out of a game like that, but probably good for Moody Bible to be able to go in and play them. Olivet Nazarene is 8-1, and they're going to face Roosevelt, a much stiffer test, trust me, on Saturday. Roosevelt's a very good team, the Lakers. Okay, so that was only games on the docket last night in the top 25. Let's take a closer look at the Southern States. Every morning we'll try to take a look at a conference or two, really to show where we're at, because the conference standings are starting to mean something. Last night, Bruton Parker, they played an exhibition last night, but William Carey beat Southeastern Baptist. I don't know if you can see that score. Let me see if I can pull them up a little bigger. And then Tennessee Southern in one of the biggest games of the night, actually, they beat Life 74-71. That was a battle of unbeatens. So with that game right here, Tennessee Southern now, they go to 4-0. William Carey goes to 3-0 in conference. Life 3-1. You can read them. Mobile is 3-1. one thing I find interesting, and I'm not saying anything about Mobile or any other team, but you find this when the season starts getting underway, you'll find sometimes that the highest rated team in the conference is like second, third, or fourth place. You just see that just naturally things start to settle in, right? And of course, in this case, it's just one game. But this is why I really like to follow the conference standings versus just the top 25. One other quick thing, if anybody from the NAIA ever listens to me, if you could have the conference standings, the first thing next to the name, because I have to cut these in two because they have the overall standings come first. I know, a little inside baseball thing, but it's very irritating. So that's where the Southern States is at, competitive conference. You can see the rest of the, most of the teams are 2-2, and then some of the teams down here are struggling. But every day we'll try to update you on a conference or two, usually the ones that we're playing the night before. Something is going to happen. I think it's Friday night in Upland, Indiana at Taylor. They have something called Silent Night. So it started a few years back. The kids started wearing pajamas to the ball game. And then they started this tradition where they stay silent for the first 10 points. That right there is a feat. They stay silent, and then when Taylor scores the 10th point of the game, they rush the court. It looks a little like this.
A deep breath for Hubbard as he tries to break the silence. He's the 5th all-time leading scorer in Taylor's history.
Watch Hubbard run to the bench. Watch from this next view, you can really see Hubbard take off for the bench. Watch this. Okay. I'm having too much fun with that. But that's a great tradition, and they're going to do that on Friday night. I would tell you to make plans and go, but you probably can't get in. I think it's sold out. As you could see, Taylor was just absolutely packed up. There's several cool traditions in the NAI. They got the teddy bear toss at USAO, where they throw the teddy bears on the floor. And, of course, William Penn, they throw toilet paper on the floor. That if you've never seen that, I'll have to find the video of that. That's crazy when they do that. And then at Taylor, they do the teddy bear toss. But if you ever get a chance to go, I'd want to sit up somewhere high. I wouldn't want to be down there where you get rushed on the court. Anyway, that's coming up on Friday. Tonight. Hey, we talked to Ryan Cottingham. He's the head men's basketball coach at Spring Arbor. Spring Arbor's been rebuilding. They won the championship, and then some players graduated, and then we had COVID, and Coach Cottingham's really been rebuilding that team. He's got a really good team this year. They're young. He only has one senior, Gabe Newhoff, who is really tearing it up there in the Crossroads. He's only a sophomore, so there's a lot of good things going on in Spring Arbor. They're 8-3. Of course, they lost to Grace the other day, and everybody's losing to Grace. But let's take a listen to Ryan Cottingham, Spring Arbor Cougars. Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Hey, I got Coach Ryan Cottingham. He's the head men's basketball coach, Spring Arbor Cougars. Thanks for being on, Coach.
Hey, Billy D. It's great to be with you, man. Thanks for the opportunity.
So you're the Cougars are, I think, 7-3 right now. Is that right? 7-3.
Yeah, we actually played a game we had a late game last night, Bill, and a non-conference game, and we were able to win that one at home, so bumped us to 8-3, and got back on track after falling to the Lancers this past Saturday down at Winona Lake.
Oh, I misstated. So you're 8-3, not 7-3. So let's get this out of the way quick. You go down to Winona Lake. I was really looking forward to that game because you guys have been playing such great basketball. But man, they're just manhandling people right now, aren't they? They held you to 56 points.
Yeah, they're really good. Obviously, the Gibbs brothers, Cade and Jacob, I think are fantastic. Jake Wadding probably doesn't get the recognition he deserves. I think he's a real glue guy. He defends? He's just tough and gritty. And of course, they got big Elijah Malone and what he can do. And then when you can bring in Ian Scott off the bench, I mean, he's starting for about every other program in the country. I mean, so they're just so unselfish. They're experienced, and they're fun to watch. They're not necessarily fun to play against, and they were just tougher than we were longer. I mean, it's a 2-point game with 6 minutes to go in the first half, and by halftime they had blown that thing open, and we made one run in the second half. But their consistency, they're further along than we are right now. But it was certainly a nice measuring stick for us, and we'll look forward to the chance to play them again and later on in January and see if we've made any improvements.
They capitalize on every mistake and they make you pay.
They really do. They really do, and they have enough talent and length that they can stay out on guys on the perimeter, and they just have versatility. And Coach Moore and his staff have just done a fantastic job. And the reality of it is, they lose Frankie Davidson from a year ago, who's very, very talented. But you may be able to argue that they're better this year than they were last year.
Yeah, they just. They're very, very good. We'll have to see how it plays out, as they work their way through the crossroads. They haven't been tested too much on the road. Most of their games have been at home. We'll have to see what it's like when they go up to Lucky and up there to Michigan to play you. And they're going to have to go. I think they already went. Did they already go to Indiana? I think they went to Indianapolis already and played Marion. I'm doing this from memory. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. And then they're home with IWU. But, it will be interesting how it plays. Right, you got to stay healthy, and, you got to peak at the right time. But they have an unselfish group of young men that are all about the team. And so the culture that they have there is really good.
So let's talk about the Cougars. So you've had a couple of big wins in the crossroads yourself. You went to Mount Vernon. Coach Ronay has a very good team this year. You beat them 90-75, and then you hosted Marion. You beat them by 3 before that loss to Grace. Just talk about your team and the crossroads this season.
The Crossroads League, it seems like every season is just a gauntlet, top to bottom. So many competitive teams, so many quality coaches, and phenomenal student athletes that compete at a high level. Right before we came out, we were talking about Kyle Mangus, the former IWU legend that's tearing it up in the G League, and we're waiting to see when he'll get his breakthrough at the in the NBA, which it's not if, it's when it's going to happen. But no, look, we're starting to gain some maturity. We have a big guy that, as a freshman, maybe was a little bit under the radar, and so Gabe Newhoff, big 6'9" kid. He averaged 20 and 9 as a freshman. We're thinking, okay, what will his sophomore year look like? Is he going to be able to take his game to another level? Because teams will now be game planning for him, but he's been unstoppable this year for us, Billy. He's averaging nearly 28 a game, shooting 62% from the field. His poise is just really good. He's able to put it on the floor a little bit more. He's shooting the mid-range shot, and so he's evolved, and we're evolving, and so it's fun to see the trajectory that we're on and just the progress that we're making. Because, as you know, Billy, we recruit a lot of young freshmen. We're not big transfer portal guys, and so when all that crazy COVID was happening and we're losing players, I mean, we're kind of a slow, steady build, and we're finally coming through and hopefully going to reap some of the benefits of our patience and just building old school.
I think one of the things that's really given you momentum this season is you talked about Niehoff's shooting percentage, but also Robertson's 57%. You guys are shooting 52% from the field. You're in the top 10 in the nation. That makes it hard on the defenses when you can score. That puts a lot of pressure on the other team when you can score that often.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. And our front line, we feel really good about. And one of the keys with Kevin Robertson, we used him at the 4 a lot last year. He's 6'6". He's really a wing. And so we have a freshman, Dante Faber, 6'8", who had a heck of a game last night, a double-double that's getting better every day, has allowed us to move Kevin to the 3. So when we have Newhoff, old school post guy back to the basket to go with Dante and Kevin, we like that front line against anybody in the country. And then Travis Grayson running the point. He's got a year under his belt, and he's continuing to make some nice strides. And so we're trying to still overcome. We lost our starting 2 late in the summer to an ACL, Eli White, and so we're filling in some spots there. But yeah, no, Kevin Robertson's off to a really good start. And you talk about us scoring offensively. I think our defense is much improved from what it was a year ago.
I talked about this, but Grayson is just a sophomore. Niehoff is a sophomore. You have one senior. This is a young team.
Yeah, we really, again, as I touched on earlier, we love our trajectory. We're getting some guys now that are gaining some experience, and our chemistry is improving. And so, yeah, recruiting's going well. So there's a lot of momentum right now that we feel we're building with our program, and it's fun. Our guys see it and they sense it, they feel it. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention we're sad to lose Coach Beckman. Last spring after helping us, he's took a job at a local public school in an administration. He's coaching the women's team, and you watch that team's going to make a deep run for the Breslin Center this year, which I'm excited for him. But we're able to add one of our former student assistants named Ted Stowe, who spent the last 6 years as an assistant up at Lake Superior State, a Division II school in the GLIAC, and he's just incredible. He is an analytics guru. What he does for us is amazing with film and preparation. I think he could be working for an NBA team or a high D1, and the time he commits, his expertise is just incredible. And so the details right now for us are really, really good, and a large credit goes to Coach Stowe.
You talked about your defense. You're holding teams to under 42%. But you're getting a lot of steals as well. Grayson pulls, steals almost 2 a game. Just talk about your defense.
Yeah, well, again, that's just a staple for us, and we take great pride in it. We work on it every day, and it's just really, really hard. And we say, right, we want gritty, selfless, disciplined, fearless guys that are defensive minded. And so that is just an emphasis for us. And so we stat a lot of different stats that are identifiers for us that help us really focus and dial in on the little things defense, because everybody wants to score the ball, but
right.
we got to have 5 guys working together on the defense. And so we're showing some good signs. As you know, though, consistency is the name of the game, and we've got to continue to get more consistent.
Are you talking about sort of like a value point system?
Yeah, we do say, a variety of things that we track: field goal percentage, multiple or consecutive stops, paint touches, rebounding, deflections, okay. A number of things that indicators that we look at.
And then if you got to, in that recipe for a successful season, you gotta rebound the ball. Talk about the job Niehoff and Robertson are doing on the boards. I mean, they're both averaging 8-9 boards a game.
Yeah, no, they're doing a heck of a job. And, as I mentioned earlier, Dante Faber, the freshman for us, who had 13 last night, is coming on. He was coming into his own a few weeks ago, and he suffered an injury and was out a few games, and he's back again. We have some length and physicality and some athleticism on that front line when you think of Robertson and Newhoff, and then, of course, now Dante Faber. And so, yeah, we're committed to rebounding the ball, and so it's such an important stat, and so it helps control and dictate pace, and so we like what's happening on the glass.
So you've got a couple of non-cons here around the holiday. You play a couple of WAC teams, Madonna and Siena Heights, and then you're right back in, and then you run the Crossroads Gauntlet. starting with Indiana Wesleyan. What is it going to take for the Cougars to stay on track and stay in that hunt in the Crossroads?
Yeah, well, one, right, we have to have good fortune. We have to avoid any injuries. We're not deep enough that we can take a blow. That's for sure. And then we just got to be consistent. We got to show up every day and try to get a little bit better, right? Be the best version of ourselves. And each guy has to get better, and collectively we have to get better and not lose sight of our areas of concentration that we've identified being so important. And we feel that's happening. We love the trajectory that we're on. We understand there's gonna be some bumps along the way, but we've got to limit those setbacks and respond. I think that's what the really good teams do. They know how to respond when adversity hits, and so I thought that's where Grace, when we played them, they're just further along, they're deeper, they're tougher than we are, and when they punched us in the mouth, I didn't think we responded the way that we need to. And so, again, a great measuring stick for us early in the year, but we think we're going to right this. So there's no panic. That's why Grace is the number one team in the nation, but we're excited to go into the Crossroads League and think we can play with anybody.
Well, Coach Cottingham, it's got to be exciting for you to see this come to fruition, since you had the championship and then we had COVID, and you've basically been in a rebuild mode for a couple of years, and now you're seeing things starting to come together. It's got to be exciting for you and all the Cougar fans.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, rebuilds aren't very fun, and when they get extended, that makes it even harder. But you keep things in proper perspective, see the big picture, and we're looking forward to seeing how this year plays out. And then as we set ourselves up for the next several years, we think good things are in front of us for sure.
Well, Coach Cottingham, I really appreciate you giving us the time. Good luck as you continue the season. I look forward to watching you once you start that Crossroads run. That's going to be a gauntlet.
Well, I appreciate it, Bill. I'm trying not to think about that too much. I want to enjoy the holidays, and so I'm trying to push that back. And you mentioned Madonna, who's receiving votes right now.
Yeah.
That's a really good basketball team. I know that Grace got them early, but Madonna's made some tremendous strides from the start of the year, and so that will be a test for us as well. And so hopefully after the holidays, we'll get you to move here to Michigan, Billy D, and we'll be able to see a lot more of you. I keep talking to you about that. I'm going to continue to plant the seed, and you keep working on your wife, and who knows, maybe we'll have you in the Midwest in the near future.
Well, that's very nice of you. Yeah, you might have to talk to several other my grandkids too. Well, Coach Cottingham, I really appreciate you being on. And if I don't talk to you again, you have a good Christmas and enjoy the holidays with your family.
Billy, thank you so much, man. You're a class act, and just another great example of what's right about college athletics, and just your desire to pour into people from athletes to coaches, and the way you represent small college basketball, and whether it's Oregon Tech, the Crossroads League, your heart and your passion, it just comes out. And so thank you for who you are and the way you represent us, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Thank you very much. That's Coach Ryan Cottingham, Spring Arbor Cougar basketball. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks so much, Billy.
Thank you, Coach Cottingham, for making time. Always great talking to Coach Cottingham, talking Spring Arbor Cougar basketball. Hey, stay tuned. On Monday, we'll wrap up the entire weekend. As you know, Saturday is going to be, there's not very many games on Friday. Saturday is obviously loaded up. The whole country plays, so we'll do an update Monday morning. We're also going to, if we can get a hold of him, we're trying to get a hold of Teo Gem, Multnomah Lion basketball right now. Want to talk to him Monday. Hint, if you hear the show, Teo, you need to give me a call this weekend, and we can get you on. That if you guys don't understand, that win by Multnomah over Arizona Christian is the biggest win in Multnomah history. They have really struggled the last few years, and for a brand new coach to go down there to Arizona Christian and beat them, that's something that I want to talk more to him about that. So get out. NAIA basketball is just amazing, period. Get out and support your team, because it's also the best entertainment value in America. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAIA school because NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value in America.